But anyways, let's now move into LeBron James territory and the top 10 of the small forwards in the NBA, the starting small forwards in the NBA. Let's jump into number 10, the newest Los Angeles Clippers, Danilo Gallinari. At number 9, the Washington Wizard, Otto Porter. Man just got paid. At number 8, we got Harrison Barnes, the guy who couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. Had one hell of a year in Dallas, and now he is number 8. Number 7, Melo, coming in from the New York Knicks. Number 6, we got Paul George, the newest Thunder. Number 5, we have Jimmy Buckets of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Number 4, we have the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
I knew you were going to do that.
Doing that on purpose.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. Number 3, we have Kawhi Leonard. And number 2, we have Kevin Durant of the Golden State Warriors. And number 1, we have the King, LeBron James. So, Ricky, you got some bullshit going on. You have Kevin Durant number
bullshit.
1.
Defend yourself,
you
sir.
have
No bullshit.
You have Kevin Durant number 1 in your rankings. It did not matter because Dave and I had LeBron James number 1.
No,
However,
I knew LeBron was going to be number 1, but I like Durant a little bit better this year coming in.
Okay, why?
Because to me, even
why is he the number 1 small forward?
When I
over
look
LeBron James?
when I look at LeBron, I look at KD. First thing I want to say, it's not a huge gap. It's a marginal gap. It is like the tiniest of slivers between them coming in. Yes, I know I was an advocate for LeBron as MVP. However, you look at what Durant did. You look at what Durant did when they went 1v1 against each other and their teams went against each other.
They went 5v5.
That's
how basketball works.
Gentleman sweep in the finals. Durant was the MVP. There was no kind of like, well, Durant was great and all, but Steph Curry was the real MVP. No, Kevin Durant was the MVP. Just coming into this season, I look at it based off of, yes, LeBron played great last year, but because of how it ends, because I think you got to take that into consideration, this year it's like, okay, LeBron, you come in at number 2, just barely under LeBron. I'd put him at like 1A, 1B.
May I throw some stats at you, sir?
Sure, go ahead. You're not going to change my mind.
Well, I mean, that's real quick. Why wouldn't you be allowed to? This is a podcast. We're supposed to be talking about it.
I'm just curious.
No, Dave, you can't.
No stats.
Get out of here.
I don't know. I feel like Ricky might just take offense to stats. They're all fake news to him. But
You're wrong.
Head-to-head record, normal season, LeBron 14-4 against Kevin Durant. 28 points versus 28 points. I mean, they're spot on.
What's postseason?
Postseason, they're 5-5. And but get this, because the one season, literally one season changed that. But get this, so Kevin Durant put up 32.9, 7.1, 3.8. LeBron put up 31.1, 11.1, 8.7. Like, LeBron James does an overwhelming amount more carrying than Kevin Durant does. Kevin Durant got to play on a team with 3 other All-Stars last year.
I'm not saying LeBron James is a bad player. I'm just saying coming into this year,
who did more this year? Who did more? Who did more? Who did more for their team?
Who was the MVP from your regular season?
Yeah, who did you vote for?
Who was my MVP?
Yeah.
I said it was LeBron James.
Okay, and then
but just because he was my MVP.
So just because Kevin Durant
because he was the most valuable player does not mean he's the better
finals.
player.
For 5 games. For 5 games, he's the most valuable player.
It's not like Kevin Durant was chopped liver this year.
No. He was the number 2.
But would you say he was definitely the most important player on the Golden State Warriors in the regular season?
Like I said,
enough to win
in my rankings, I'm putting Durant over LeBron. But for me, in my mind, it's 1A, 1B. That is how close
That's
they
not
are.
how rankings work.
But
that's how close they are in my head.
The thing is that I'm just saying, like, they could be 1A, 1B.
Yeah,
but
next year
LeBron James has been dominant.
Next year they could flip. It could be completely different.
Last year, we were talking about this, the same exact thing. And I'm just wondering what changed from this year to last year besides the last 5 games we saw. I just feel like there's a lot of recency bias because last year we were literally
not. Also,
real quick.
Look at the year before, Durant just choked in the playoffs.
Okay, LeBron has not done that for a while now in the playoffs. The past 2 seasons, LeBron has carried the Cavs to where they have gone in the finals. LeBron has been absolutely ridiculous both in the finals and in the playoffs for the past 2 years. KD has choked. And before he went to the Golden State Warriors with 3 other All-Stars on his team, he was choking. I mean, he has not been able to go to the finals. He's gone to the finals once before this.
And he got rolled.
And he got rolled by LeBron.
Yep.
And now he needs 3 other All-Stars to roll LeBron. And yes, he did fantastic. And I'm not saying Kevin Durant didn't deserve it.
And he won the MVP.
I'm not saying Kevin Durant didn't deserve that. Kevin Durant was fantastic.
Yeah. Yep.
However, it doesn't mean that LeBron also wasn't fantastic.
Oh,
and it also doesn't mean that
wasn't fantastic.
LeBron did more carrying in that finals.
Just because, and this is the whole thing, and this is where you guys were coming in at, is just because I have LeBron at 2 and KD at 1 this year doesn't mean I think any less of a player of LeBron James. Next year, this could completely flip based on how they're
LeBron's been
playing.
The best player in the NBA for the last 10 years?
Point being, sure.
12 years?
He could be the best one. But coming into this year,
Kobe
and Sean,
era.
You asked me the question before the podcast. Who would I take coming into this year? I'm taking Kevin Durant right now. I'm taking Kevin Durant. If you're giving me a choice, 1v1. But it's not like, oh my God, I'm not taking LeBron.
1v1.
I'm not. Well, he said even if you're you need one player to be your small forward, I took Kevin Durant right now.
Is there anything LeBron James can do or can't do better than Kevin Durant other than score from behind the 3-point line?
Free throws.
Free throws. Oh, consistency from free throw line.
Other than that, no.
All right, so he's got two things.
So
he's got two aspects of his
honestly,
game.
what does LeBron need to do to be number one? Or what does KD need to do to separate himself?
What is KD?
Honestly, right now you're saying they're 1A, 1B right now.
There is no way that KD separates himself more than 1A, 1B from LeBron.
Okay, but LeBron can jump him, obviously.
Yeah, he can jump him.
So, I mean, I just feel like...
What would it take? Because what haven't we seen out of LeBron?
If LeBron actually won the... I know I thought he was the MVP.
He won the finals. It's a 5-on-5 game.
But if he would have won... I'm not talking about the finals. I'm talking about the actual season.
Okay.
If he would have won the season MVP and actually got that award, then they would have canceled each other out.
But how much does it matter?
A meaningless award, Mr. Russell Westbrook.
I was right.
I know you were right, but it's all like you're riding him that he won the MVP.
Yeah. Because he did something that hadn't been done in 40 years.
This is where I have him. I have Durant coming in. Next year, I could have LeBron coming in.
Real quick.
We got to play the season.
Real quick. How much do these awards mean to Ricky? Apparently not much, because Steph Curry was the number 1 point guard. Russ was 2.
Mm-hmm.
So Russ even winning the MVP doesn't mean shit.
No, that's why I said meaningless.
Steph was 1.
Yep.
Because
Steph is 1.
Because why? Steph has the credibility. Steph has the past. Steph has the 2 previous years before it.
The thing that knocks me down with Russ in rankings is, there's a reason Durant left, and that reason was Russell Westbrook. The reason was he couldn't win. That's why he left.
No, because he had an easy-ass fucking road to the finals.
Well, I mean,
he had a 16-1 road to the finals with Golden State.
If you're Kevin Durant and the Warriors knocked on your door, would you seriously say no? Sorry, guys.
No, and I'm not getting this into this conversation.
Too easy. I know, but this is Kevin Durant 1A, LeBron 1B for me coming into this year. He could flip.
Yeah, KD can't jump him, separate them enough.
He can't separate, but LeBron can flip it.
I don't know about that.
LeBron has literally gotten better with age. That doesn't happen.
LeBron James, to me,
it does have Tom Brady.
No, true. That doesn't happen in basketball. It doesn't happen in basketball.
It's true.
Our heroes in basketball get worse with age.
Jeff Hornacek.
No.
That dude had his best years when he was 34.
His best years were still not anywhere close to a level of a good basketball player.
Are you sure?
A great basketball player.
Are you sure that Jeff Hornacek wasn't LeBron level?
I'm pretty sure
he was LeBron level.
I'm pretty sure. It blows my freaking mind. Please, let's talk about some of these other guys who deserve some credit.
LeBron to me is by far the best player in the NBA, in basketball. I don't think I'm making a crazy statement by that. That's why he's number 1. That's why he's number 1, and I don't think it was really close. And it wasn't close last year when we had these rankings. I don't know if much has changed besides Kevin Durant changing
next
uniform.
Year, Sean, you and me, we'll just put LeBron at 1, and we'll take 2 off. We just won't even have 2. We'll have a blank spot there. That's the difference between 1 and 2.
What I want to mention is number 3, Kawhi Leonard, the Predator, a cyborg. I mean,
best two-way player in the NBA according to MJ.
I wouldn't disagree. I wouldn't disagree. I mean,
you put Kevin Durant there?
No, I was gonna say
what? Best two-way player? No, it's Kawhi.
All right.
Yeah,
I wasn't sure if he.
I was gonna say Kawhi is the best two-way player.
I was gonna say maybe Draymond, but I said that and I just felt stupid. But Kawhi is by far the best two-way player. Is Kawhi in the discussion to get top 2 then? Dave, in your mind, do you think that he could jump KD in your mind? Because obviously your rankings reflect that KD's 2.
Yeah, I think that if he comes back this year angry at how last year ended for him, I think there's a chance he can play up to that level. My major concern with that is because of Popovich, because of San Antonio, his stat line will never reflect what Kevin Durant can do, what LeBron James is expected to do in their situations. While he is every bit as good of a player, talent-wise, I don't know that he will ever statistically catch up to Kevin Durant, who's going, when he retires, will be the all-time scoring leader, to LeBron James, who is, one of the most gifted players we've ever seen play the game. I mean, that's my only concern, is like, they have something that they can pin their hats on, and that's pretty much set in stone unless, somebody goes out there and takes out their legs.
Mm-hmm.
Kawhi Leonard really is just a phenomenal player, a great two-way player. He's improved every single year he's played, but he will never have that standout, this is my one thing that just makes me.
Well, I think the moment that it kind of stuck out to me, at least in the playoffs last year, the game that kind of stuck out to me that was his moment was Game 2 of that Memphis series. Shot 64% from the line, 19 and 19 from 64% from field goal range, 52%. I'm sorry, I'm fucking this. 64% from the field, 19 and 19 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, 2 assists. And then putting up 37 points, and then also the 43-point outbreak that he had, where he went on a complete run at the end of that game, where he put up 46% from the field, 70% from 3, 8 of 8 from the line, 8 rebounds, had 6 steals, 3 assists. I mean, those are things that were legends. 43 points. I mean, Kawhi has games where he's able to take it. But I think one thing that's kind of in his negative is obviously the pop thing that you bring up, but also the fact that he's just new. Where, KD's been here since 2007, LeBron's been here since 2003. He's still new to the game.
Think of what could have been if that injury didn't happen during the playoffs. I mean, if he could go out there
Golden State on the ropes.
If he could have won over Golden State, I mean, just game 1 alone would have been impressive. But if he could have won that series, that's something you start to cement a legacy on. That's how you build up yourself as, I'm the best and I took out the best kind of a thing. And that's exactly what I expect him to try to do. I don't know if he'll be able to do it, but that is something I think I've got him right there.
Ricky, do you think that it's possible Kawhi jumps into that 1A, 1B discussion? Maybe there's a 1C coming in?
Here's the thing I wanted to bring up with that is when you looked at, and I know that stats aren't alone. Obviously, the eye test is out there.
Yeah.
I know we mentioned with the Devin Booker and the whole Zach LaVine thing, we mentioned the stat of per. And I know at this point it gets very marginal to where they are, but actually Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard technically had a better per than LeBron James. We're 27.62 for Kawhi, 27.68 for Durant, 27.11. I get it. We're splitting hairs with the 0.5 for Kawhi and Durant. The thing that Kawhi, yes, the defense is great. Yes, he's right up there with points. He's actually actually above Durant.
But also Kawhi brings a different thing to the table where LeBron has...
He's not going to get the same assist... Durant doesn't have the same assist numbers as LeBron. He doesn't have to because of his team. Kawhi's not going to have those assist numbers, and he's not going to have the rebound numbers that LeBron has.
LeBron has the 27-7.
Yeah.
The
27-7-7.
Yeah, the 27-7-7-7-7-7 rule.
Yep.
He's going to bring everything to your team, assets.
Because he's the best player in the game right now.
KD is one of the most scariest scorers we've ever seen, and then Kawhi is one of the best two-way players we've ever seen. So, I mean, all of these guys bring different things, but what is it about Kawhi that brings him below? Is it the fact that he hasn't, obviously he's a final MVP, but he's never won a championship by himself, really? KD hasn't either?
I don't want to say it's that. The thing that I might lean on is, yes, out of the 3, he's the best defensively, and that's what I think out of anything he can hang his hat on. It's because in this league, in just us as fans, we like any sport, you're going to take offense over defense. I relate it to football. Would you rather watch a game that's 48-45 and it's a great game, or do you want to watch a 6-9 game? Very few people want to watch that 6-9 game that's really built on defense. And I mean, yeah, it's great that Kawhi brings that defense, but it's not sexy. And it's not that sexy talent.
The reason why I brought
Durant, that's going to be the scoring leader when he
2K,
retires.
baby.
The reason why I brought up the 2 games that Kawhi had against Memphis was because those stat lines and what he did at the end of one of those games against Memphis was unreal. Because he had those moments where he was able to stick out like KD and LeBron has done.
But he's not going to do that consistently, I think.
No. The other guys that I'll bring up: Giannis Antetokounmpo, Jimmy Butler, Paul George, Carmelo Anthony, and Harrison Barnes. These are guys that we were kind of close on. And looking at them, Giannis had 81, Butler had 78, Paul George had 75, Melo had 71, and then Harrison Barnes had 70. So all very close, all within 11 points of each other, which isn't too crazy when it comes to our rankings. So looking out of this, obviously Harrison Barnes is kind of I'd say odd man out, and probably Carmelo now.
I wanted
in his
to
career.
ask you about that because you were the only one that had Barnes ahead of Melo.
I had Harrison Barnes over Carmelo Anthony because I don't know what Carmelo is actually going to do for this Knicks team, and this Knicks team's really bad. So I'd rather take Harrison Barnes on a team that in Dallas that I see more potential in with Dirk, Wes, Dennis Smith, Harrison, and Nerlens. I just feel like there's upside there where the Knicks it's a shit show. I don't think I need to say anything more other than that. And Melo, he's a good player, and if he gets traded to the Rockets, then he'll probably jump up on this list over Harrison Barnes for sure. But Melo, I mean, he's slower. He's very methodical. He's boring now.
The thing with me when it came to Melo was because I had him above Harrison Barnes. I looked at it. It was basically 6 and 7. I'm like, do I put Melo above Paul George? Do I put Paul George? Because per wise, they're around the same, and they're both not amazingly stat wise. And I'm thinking,
like I told you,
is Paul George gonna be better just because he's playing next to Westbrook?
Yes.
Yeah. That's
yes.
and that's why I was like, you know what, I'll put Paul George ahead of Melo.
Oh, I don't. Paul George was an easy 6 for me. It was honestly like Jimmy Butler, Paul
and he
George.
Still dropped from 3 last year from us.
Yes,
we were kind of high on Paul George, PG-13.
But even you look at it for good reason. I mean, you look at what he did. I think it was in March and April. He was like 27, 7 and 7. Yeah. And he was unreal. I mean, Paul George is still unreal. And if we're talking about good two-way players, him, Jimmy Butler, Giannis, and Kawhi, those are all fantastic two-way players.
Here's the one I had a little discussion in my head of switching. We all had the same top 5, besides my 1, 2, but 3 through 5 we had the same. Could Jimmy be switched and be above Giannis?
No.
Because, I mean, I kept thinking of what Dave, and I know Dave loves bringing it up, of,
I do.
It's statistically, the team's better when Giannis isn't out there. And, Jimmy, I don't hear that. So, in my head, I was like, you know what?
Because the Bulls fucking suck.
Maybe Jimmy should be a little bit higher than Giannis, and Giannis should be 5, and Jimmy should be 4.
I love Jimmy, and Homerism aside, he's a phenomenal player, but now he's going
to life, baby.
Now he's going to the Timberwolves where he's expected to be their defensive stopper. He's got the most gifted center in the league offensively with Cat.
You have
a
crazy offensively talented wing.
Yeah. So I think that his role is going to change a fair bit, and that's why I had Giannis higher than him this year, because I think Giannis is still this is a team built around him. This is a team that has an identity going forward, and he is the superstar.
He's the man.
That is it. There's no discussion. There's no anything. The 37-year-old Thon Maker is not taking over this team. We all know that.
Giannis is the man. Giannis is exactly the man in Milwaukee.
And we had this discussion a little bit when we were talking a couple weeks ago about the MVP discussion.
Yeah.
Does he have a shot in hell for this? And I think, because if that man learns to shoot from anywhere beyond 5 feet, he's horrifying. It already takes him 3 steps to get to the hoop. How are you going to defend that?
Last year against Toronto, I'm pretty sure he dunked without jumping. I mean, this guy is the stuff of legends. He's 7 feet tall, can run a 40 in 3 seconds, can sprint next to a gazelle and look graceful. He's got the passing vision of a god.
The only
he's
thing
unreal.
That's
He just
missing
can't
from this,
shoot.
the only thing that's missing from this is I just want Sean's voice to morph into Bill Walton.
Oh
that just would have made it greater. He's the man of legends. I can't do a good Walton. I can't do. I'll say I can't. I'm not Frank Caliendo.
Giannis, however, is unreal, and I look at Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler can be clutch as hell. We know that.
I think he's one of the best people in crunch time.
I think crunch time. It doesn't matter if Cat's gifted offensively. It doesn't matter if Wiggins is red hot. They're going to Jimmy.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of shows who is the ranking, at least in Minnesota. But it's just something where Giannis, he can do it with the ball in his hands. He can do it. He can facilitate for others. He can do it for himself, and also he can play defense. And
his defense. How many times have I seen him do chase down blocks? Just, oh my God. LeBron invented it, but Giannis is just
He has
scary.
the potential to be the best defender in the NBA. I mean, he has the athleticism. He has a
speed
ridiculous
too.
wing
For his height, his size, how are you that quick?
Honestly, you think about it, he's quicker than KD, he's bigger than KD, he's got a longer wingspan than KD, I'm pretty sure. I think he can
to check that
he can end up being a better defender than KD.
Yeah.
Like, by far. And then Kawhi, I think...
by far. KD's really good defensively still.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. I'm saying like Giannis could be.
The only thing he can't do is shoot.
No, I know. What I'm saying, Giannis can be is just bigger KD and quicker KD, and KD is. I mean, I know I'm not trying to knock KD. KD's still better than Giannis, but Giannis has all the tools to be unstoppable.
Yeah.
And ridiculous. Where Jimmy is very, very good.
He's a polished player at this point in his career, and that's the thing. Giannis
he's not going to grow too
upside.
much. Yeah, Jimmy's not going to grow too much. He might improve and get more efficient because he's playing with better guys offensively, so the offensive looks might be there.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Jimmy's going to be able to be, unstoppable ever in his career. Where Giannis, I do see that.
Only against LeBron James, because he's his father.
But looking at all these guys, I mean, 6 through 1. I mean, these guys are all top 15 players.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
God, that's scary.
Is Paul George a top 15 player?
God, that's the only one.
I'd have to look at that one.
I'm going to say top 5 for sure. Top 5 for sure.
Oh, top 5 are all 15 top.
Yes, top 5 for sure. Paul George, maybe.
But that's something crazy.
Yeah.
Dominance of a position.
Let's say this.
Well,
top 20 then.
Yeah.
Paul George top 20?
Yeah.
There we go. So we have 6 of the top 20 players in one position.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty ridiculous. So I mean, looking at
Wings,
this,
baby.
Is this the best position, or is it very top heavy?
Well, I mean, we talked about the depth of point guards. 1 through 19 pretty much is all really close. Like, it goes from amazing to really, really good still. And I think that
really, really good still.
I think that with small forwards, Ricky talked about, there's that 1 through 7, and then there's that drop off. Like, no disrespect to Otto Porter, but what he did last year earned him a contract based off what he could do in the future. It's
and
he's not there.
He's 9.
He's 9 right now, but he's not there. He's not even close to smelling Harrison Barnes. Like, that's the difference. And I think that it's such a top heavy position, but it's the most impactful position in the NBA, bar none. I think having someone who has the size and the ability to play, that combination is just it's everything in this game right now. That's all you are looking for.
I think the separation for the top 4 guys is that there are point forwards.
Yeah.
Those are the point forwards
Ball
that you
in
want.
hand.
Those are the guys that can run your offense. And not saying Jimmy can't, Paul George can't, Carmelo can't, because all those guys have and will do.
And that's rightfully so why Ben Simmons we're all so excited for him, because he has the potential to grow into one of those top spots.
And same with Josh Jackson. I mean, Josh Jackson, obviously he's very low on this ranking, but still, he has the potential to do something like that. So I think it's just something where you look at the potential to grow, and I think the highest risers are still in like the top 6. I still see Paul George being able to rise. I still see Jimmy Butler being able to rise. I still see Giannis being able to rise. But I look at Carmelo, Harrison Barnes, Otto Porter, and Danilo. I don't see those guys jumping any of the guys above them.
Not next year, but like Otto, I think will be. I think as time goes on, Carmelo will become purely just a scorer. Everything else will kind of fall away. I think Otto Porter could be a more complete player. I think Danilo.
No, but what I'm saying is I don't see any of those guys becoming top 6 players. I don't see any of those guys pushing out a Jimmy Butler, a Paul George, a Giannis.
Harrison Barnes is good, but he's never going to be that great. And that's the same thing. Like, Danilo's up there purely because of his opportunity. He joined the Clippers, and look, somebody's got to put the ball in the basket.
Yeah, I mean, out of this guy, out of this top 6, I mean, you could start a franchise with any of these guys.
Yeah.
If you had a team of all of them on one team, I mean, just think of that.
Banana boat part 2.
2 of them are here. Carmelo and LeBron.
Yeah.
Which guys? We're going looking at this. Obviously, rising is hard, but is there any guy that will fall out of this top 10? I mean, outside the easy one, Danilo.
I think Danilo is the obvious one. Porter's close. I think Harrison Barnes is tricky because I like him, and I think that as we watch like the Mavs lean away from Dirk with time going on, if he can step up to be the true one, or if Dennis Smith just absolutely comes in. And I think my expectation is, Harrison Barnes will be the Batman, or will be the Robin to Dennis Smith Jr.'s Batman. I think Dennis Smith Jr. has the personality, has the passion, and has the drive to be a superstar in this league. So I think that Harrison Barnes will be good, but never great. And I think that that's just kind of like where he's cursed at, I see him being jumped over time. I think Otto Porter playing as the third fiddle in Washington, again, he's a good player. He's going to earn the money over time, but he's not going to be a great player.
Yeah, I think the one thing that the guy that I think is going to fall, and the only reason I asked this question is because I wanted to bait you into say Melo. Because Melo's old as shit.
I'm not getting rid of him yet.
I'm ready to.
If he gets traded though to the Rockets, though, that's another thing. Like the Kyrie Sun.
He can stand around and take shots all day.
Well, that's a different story. But he could become Olympic Melo.
I'm just saying,
he can become
it's
Olympic
the same
Melo.
wrench we talked about with the Suns with Kyrie.
Yeah. The only thing that I say that is because if he doesn't get traded to the Rockets, I'm ready. I mean, I know you guys aren't ready to do this, but I'm ready to take that 2003. That's not LeBron James. That 2003 draft class and bring it behind the barn and shoot it. Because D Wade's old. Melo's old, and Melo can't be a number one anymore.
I mean, you gotta find Darko, but
well, someone did that. Someone did that to Darko's career a long time ago.
Some would say Darko Milicic is the best one from that class. First to get a ring.
Unfortunately,
first to get a ring.
Chris Bosh's body did it to himself.
Yeah, I mean, that's the worst story.
I mean,
dude, you're forgetting about number 6 overall to the Clippers, Chris Kaman, man.
Again,
about Chris Kaman
and Captain
and Captain Kirk.
Respect Captain.
Kirk Heinrich?
Yeah, he won 7.
He's still in the league?
David
Did he
West.
retire?
David West.
Okay, we're not ready to go through the 2003 draft class here.
Redraft.
Also, David West is a ring chaser. But the thing is that I look at Melo and by himself, I don't see him being special anymore. I watch Knicks games and he's got some games where he's like fantastic still, but he doesn't bring that out on a consistent basis.
He has very little passion left, and I think unless he gets traded, he gets re-energized. Like we're going to see that slow dragging on death of his career.
Unless we see Olympic Melo, I think Melo might turn into a ring chaser.
Olympic Melo.
I mean, and I think there's a special teams that he needs to go to become Olympic Melo. Outside of that, I don't see him becoming Olympic Melo.
Yep.
Anyways, any final thoughts on the small forwards?
No, not really. Like,
Dave?
This is the cream of the crop when it comes to positions.
The top sixes, for sure.
All about
the cream of the
wings.
crop.
What?
All about them wings.
Oh, okay. I'm hungry, so you said wings, and I thought you said something else.
It's positionless NBA, wings with a handle, and all you need. That's all you need to start a future, and that's why we see them reaching for it.
And we'll see what Ben Simmons does. We'll see what Josh Jackson does, and obviously the one with the brightest future. We'll see what Chandler Parsons does. So we'll see what happens there. Anyways,
Samson.
Tell us if LeBron should be number 1, which is ridiculous coming out of mouth. Tell us if you think LeBron should be number 1.
Argue with this
Ricky,
man.
well, he's wrong in the comments. For Ricky Widmer and Dave Oster, I'm Sean Anderson. Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you're listening on Blog Talk Radio, thank you so much. If you've downloaded us, you rock. Blog Talk Radio, you guys do so much. If you listen to this whole podcast, an hour long, we're going to be bringing you power forwards, centers, 6-man, coaches next. So
and then
keep
we get
listening.
our predictions.
Yes.
Ooh, predictions.
Keep listening to us on Blog Talk Radio. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. We know you guys are always coming and supporting us. You guys absolutely rock. If you aren't subbed to our channel, definitely sub to this channel. And if you haven't liked this video, do that before this video ends because it's ending like right about now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.